All right, the next individual I'm about to bring up is a literally, right? I don't even want to say servant leader because that's an understatement, right? When this individual walks into rooms, her energy is felt throughout the whole room, right? You know her presence. You know when she's in the room, right? This individual that I'm about to bring up has literally helped me more than she could even imagine, right? I'm pretty sure she's helped every single person on this call in some way, shape, or form, right? One thing I love about this individual is her posture, right? Her posture, I'll be honest with you, is completely unmatched, right? Her posture, with whatever she believes, she'll do anything to make sure the people around her is able to win. But one thing that she's really big on is the mindset, because I can't think of anybody else to come on here and give value about that. Right. So without any further delay, I want to give it. Can we drop some P2000s in the chat? Because we already know P1000 is done. We actually aiming for P2000. Can we drop P2000s in the chat for the one and only She Who Lives, Aixa? Let's go, sis.
He's here with me, guys. I have him. I have a special guest. So guys, thank you so much. First of all, I just want to show some gratitude. Thank you so much for hopping on this call. I don't know why I see the screen like that. All right, great. So even before we begin, for those of you that are fairly new, thank you for joining this call. My name is Aixa, also known as She Who Lives. Like I tell it all the time, I have been existing for 26 years. It wasn't until year 27, and I'm stressing this because today we're gonna literally talk about what it means to make a conscious decision. I made a conscious decision to really know what it is to live. And in doing that, on my journey of becoming an entrepreneur and figuring out and finding a business, and I am landing on my lap. I actually looked up the definition of my name. So Aixa actually means alive, or in other dialects in Arabic, it means she who lives. It's a queen, right? So I decided that I was going to live up to that name. And this is why I brought you guys on this call today, because it was over a year ago that I came into this business, and this journey has been immense. All the things that I have learned about the mindset and how much power we actually have. And my biggest why is to bring that energy to people so that they can live out their power and create their own bliss. So again, like Wes said, I already spoke to y'all last week. I gave y'all a warning sign. Y'all knew that there's gonna be an incentive. And to be eligible for that incentive, we need to have those cameras on. Unless you have a valid excuse, then you can message me privately or whatever the case is. But we need to have those cameras on, right? Because I want to be able to feel your energy. I want to be able to connect with you. This is gonna be a fun call. As Wes says, usually I'm postured or whatever the case is, but this call is about vulnerability. What I realized is that a lot of time in this industry, a lot of us don't know where to place our emotions, so we displace them. And then it affects our business. This is the type of call where we can take that and place it here. One thing I am gonna say is that this call will be recorded. Now, yes, we will get vulnerable. We're gonna share some things. Anything that you are not comfortable sharing, please don't. But to everybody who's on this call, please be respectful and understand that whatever is shared, we're here to respect each other's opinions and ideas, etc. So the first thing I want to do before we get started on this call, I just want everybody to stretch it out real quick. Take a quick stretch, take a deep breath, just move yourself a little bit. It's been a long day. It's 8 o'clock. A lot of us, work, or we've been doing this business. I want your brain to be in the state of being here. And a lot of the times I talk about transitioning, and that's something we don't do between our schedules. We jump from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. So our mind, it never gets that peace to just focus. So I just want everybody to take a deep breath. Release those shoulders, be present, stay here. If you're on the call and you're multitasking, please, I ask that you try not to do that. So let's hop right into it. Let's hop right into it. So for the first, what I'm gonna do is for the first, I'm gonna be so direct and concise with the information that I'm gonna provide. For the first, my goal is for the first 25 to 30 minutes. I'm gonna provide the information, and then at the end, I'm gonna give everybody a chance to unmute themselves and actually express what they would like to receive out of a training like this. Okay. So let's hop right into it. All right, perfect. So let's go here. Please, somebody drop a 1 in the chat if you can actually see this presentation. Perfect. Thank you, Natalie. Always on point with the chat. Natalie got like speed, like ninja fingers. Like she's the first person in the chat to type anything. So I appreciate you, Natalie. Let me get rid of this. Perfect. All right, let's get right into it. So day 1 is so vital to your journey, and I'm gonna explain why. When you are deciding to become your higher self, like the pinnacle of who you could be, you're living in your purpose, your feet are grounded in your purpose, right? If you're on this call, that's what you're here for. We're looking to step into the becoming. I cannot say that I am going to make you that person, but the training that I have provided for you guys, I'm definitely going to give you the initial steps and routine necessary to build that person, to guide you on that journey to get there. So first off, what is a decision? A decision is a conclusion or a resolution reached after consideration. Decisions determine your circumstances. Decisions determine your environment. Decisions determine majority of your being. The ideal decision you could ever make is to work on becoming the best version of yourself. A lot of us are misconstrued, and we have this idea, right? Which is true. What is meant for you will be, and what is not meant for you will not be. But you could block yourself from that becoming if you do not decide to align yourself with those things. You have to become that person that aligns with that higher sense of abundance. There are certain things that we try to wish for or manifest, whatever words you like to use, or we want to attract. And for some reason, we just can't. And it starts with the decision. It starts with the decision, guys. So I always tell it in my story. I woke up one day and I realized, like, I keep going through these cycles, in relationships, with family, with starting something and never finishing it, and never reaching that full success. Always managed to be, I was never in the same place. Every year I was never in the same place, but it was just like not enough. There was still a void. Until one day it hits me, like, honestly, if I just work on becoming a better person, maybe that would be the eclipse. That would spark miracles in my life. Right? So at that point, just to give you a little backstory, at that point, that's when I really started looking to start small businesses. I started my paint and sip business. I started network marketing. I tried it all. Herbalife. I tried Monet. I mean, no, not Monet. I tried World Ventures. I tried One Hope, which is how I met Wes, right? So I tried everything. I took a year and I said, everything that scares me, if I've ever dreamt of doing it, I'm gonna hop in to do it. I went back to dancing. I was scared. out of my mind. And again, this is recorded, so I'm gonna be as proper as possible. But if you know me, you know what I really wanted to say. And eventually things just started coming together. The more effort and like the passion behind just wanting more, the passion behind developing myself. It started with my workout journey. Then it went to my mind, reading, going back to reading books. Then I fell back in love with reading. Then it went to audios and everything else that we now have, that we have access to here at I Am Mastery Academy, right? Just by knowing the people. So when you decide, you must make a conscious decision and commit to it, and make sure you commit to yourself. Poor people find it hard to make a decision and change it often. Rich people make decisions and rarely often change them. This is something that I learned from Bob Proctor. And it sat with me. It sat with me. How many of us, type a 2 in the chat, if you tried it all and then you start one project and you get excited about it, and then because it's boring or you don't receive exactly what you want, how you want it, you jump to the next thing, and then you jump to the next thing. And when you turn around, you never really finish anything. Type a 2 in the chat if you know what that feels like. So I see the 2s coming in. Okay. Now, I need you guys to understand this. When you make a decision, especially in terms of bettering yourself, some things will die. What do I mean by that? Relationships will die. Environments will die. Sometimes business ideas, sometimes jobs. You will release and detach literally from anything that is connected to how you used to identify yourself. It will eventually purge off of you, purge out of you, and you will get to a point that you cannot even be in those environments or around certain people, because at that point your vibrations are pushing you or guiding you, your spirit, your spiritual experiences, or your energy. These things are going to start to pull you because you already decided. It's already in the forefront of your conscious, which we're going to go over this week, your conscious and your subconscious and how it works. But briefly, it's already in your conscious. You place that in your conscious. So now it's being pushed back into your subconscious, and then later on to be produced in your outer world. Right? So once that happens, your system just doesn't want certain things anymore. You don't even want that because it does not align with your purpose, with what you want. I have literally had to cut off people because I love them so much and I want them in this journey with me. But if I stay around them or I do the things that they're doing, I'm telling my outside world that I'm not capable, I'm not aligned with who I really want to be. And we all know what true insanity is: approaching something the same way all the time and expecting a change. So you have to be ready and willing to accept change. And I'm going to be very honest with you guys, it will be painful. It will be painful. A lot of you guys know my story. For those of you who don't, when I started this business, I was in a 4.5-year relationship, and I thought that was it. I met this business and everything changed. I was living in New Rochelle. I was comfortable at my job. I wasn't making exactly what I wanted, but with the other side businesses that I had, I was doing very well. We lived in a luxury apartment in New Rochelle. And I thought that because materially, in my material world, I had certain things that I wanted. I thought that I was going to be fulfilled, but I wasn't. And when I Am came into my life, and I went on this journey of like that awakening, so many things changed. And just to break it down briefly, I broke up. Me and my ex, we separated. I took a leap. I left New York. I moved down to Texas. And that's when I really was like, I'm free. I have to get away from my family because when I get around them, I might be a high vibrational individual with my new friends, with the new people that I'm meeting, because they're knowing me as who I truly am. But everybody from my past they connect with you in an old way. They connect with you with how they think you are instead of how you truly feel that you are. And a lot of us right now are living for other people because of the opinions of other people. Me finishing college, going to school was for my parents. It was more for them. That's what they wanted for me. I wanted to be a choreographer, but they told me, no, you're a woman. You have to be realistic. You have to make this many things. You need to find something that's going to get you stable. That's this, whatever the case is. So finishing college, getting into this relationship, going into that career, right, that I created on the basis of somebody else's ideas or ideals and values, I always carried this void. I always carried this darkness. I didn't even look the way I do right now. I look at my mirror, I look at myself in the mirror, and it's like complete 360. And once taking that leap to Texas, I was able to really be in my own energy and say, no, honestly, I was never that person. That wasn't my energy. That wasn't my frequency. That would all belong to you guys. Now I can create my own, right? So determine how your choice will impact your life and as well as the lives of others, and respond accordingly. So what I mean by that is I don't mean go living with the purpose of fulfilling others. What I mean by this is in a positive way. If you let go of what you think or what you believe people believe you should be, I need you to write that down. Because sometimes we even have a belief about what other people believe. Mind you, they believe something completely different. So there's like three, it's like two, it's like there's his say, her say, and the truth. That's the same, that comes into coordinates with your higher self. There's what you believe, there's what they believe, there's what you believe they believe, and then there's what you really are. And a lot of us don't even take the alone time to figure that out because we're distracted. So that's what I mean by that. Now, a big thing, understand that I'm not downing the idea of flow. Yes, we must, like Bruce Lee, is it Bruce Lee says, we must flow like water, meaning we accept things as they are and we create our own environment. But stop going with the flow. Decisions give you a sense of direction. Too many options leave you paralyzed and stagnated. What I mean by this, stop taking day to day like if we have multiple lives. I was talking to Chairman Rob today, and literally on the phone, like he was so passionate that it sounded almost like he was yelling, but I knew like he wasn't yelling at me. He was just so passionate. He's like people live, like we get another chance at this. Wake up. In a movie, I heard like this guy said, humans are the most amazing, yet he used a better like a word of like crazy people, because we are aware, right? In the back of our minds, somewhere far in the back of our minds, we're aware that all of this can be gone tomorrow. Our lives, our loved ones, everything could be gone. We can be gone. But we live day to day like that doesn't exist. We live without worrying about that. And I'm not saying put yourself in a worry state, but be conscious of the time that you have to be here, right? And lastly, like I said, so many options leave us paralyzed and stagnated. Why do you think that the world continues to try to add distractions? Media, commercials, ads, all these things, social media, sometimes even the wrong music will keep you distracted from becoming that higher sense of self, because they don't want us to realize our power. Once you realize your power is over, and I'm going to be careful with what I say about that, because there's a lot of people that go to jail for that type of stuff. But once you know your power, there's nothing that you cannot do. there's everything that you can. And lastly, I have to throw, I like to get silly, but I have to throw this in there. YOLO is not aligned with your higher self. Be intentional in finding who you are. Break the cycles and be conscious of what history is repeating to teach you what you are missing. If you ever wake up and you like, I literally went through the same situation with a similar individual about a couple of years ago. Why do I keep attracting these type of people? Okay, this is trying to teach me this because my inner child gets triggered, and we're gonna trust me, we're gonna go there. So today is just about the decision, but be intentional about every single thing you do. And eventually, once we get you guys journaling, when you wake up and you do your routine, the first thing you need to write down, what are your intentions for the day? What are your intentions for yourself? And what are your intentions for other people around you, especially in your team? Without intention, without decision, and vision, there's no direction, right? So material to watch. And this is big. This is going to be a part of your homework. So I highly suggest that if you want that incentive at the end of this, training, that you write this down and take a screenshot, whatever works for you guys. Material to watch. Your wish is your command. I'm gonna repeat. Your wish is your command. I made this easy. There's so many different manifestation books. There's so many different books on spirituality. There's so many different things that you could read. But honestly, with listening to this one audio, you are provided like everything you need to know in one spot. So I made it easy, which I shout out to, again, the maker of taste, because he held me accountable to literally make this every day a part of my routine. I finished all 13 videos in probably like about 4 to 5 days. Amazing, changed my energy, everything. And then after that, what we're doing is I already went through it once, and he literally says in the video, finish this series before 14 days, giving you the opportunity to watch one video per day. I finished it in 4 to 5 because I got so addicted. What we're doing here is we're reprogramming ourselves. We're getting this information to reprogram. We're getting rid of the old self. And I'm telling you, the things that are going to happen when you're on this journey, you're going to have sometimes anxiety, but it's not necessarily anxiety. You're going to have sometimes like that, like fatigue. It's going to be a little painful. You're going to feel emotional. It's like taking off a skin, like literally, like you can ask Brenda, Natalie, and Wes, like I'll call them sometimes and I'm like, dude, like I'm not, like my soul is out my body. I feel like I'm being ripped to shredded to pieces. It takes so much energy, but it is so worth it, guys. Now, in your wish is your command. In your wish is your command. He literally says, the reason why it is very important that you make a conscious decision, because when you make a decision, the physical will adjust itself and create situations and bring people, events, resources to make what you are looking to become possible. So I need you to write that down. When you make a decision, once you make that decision and you put it on paper and you're like, this is it, this is my decision and I'm sticking to it, your outside world adjusts itself to your decision. It makes that possible for you because now you're clear on what you're wanting. When you're distracted, you're literally confusing the universe, energy, all of these things on what you want. And a lot of us are living in that cloud today. You're feeling like you don't know where you belong. You don't know what your purpose is. You know that something is coming, but you're not sure how to identify it. You don't really know how to silence the noise and listen to your inner voice, your intuition. And we will also be going over the, how powerful your intuition is eventually in the program. And then lastly, Think and Grow Rich. Read the whole book and listen to the audio on Apple Music. And if anybody on this call needs it, shoot me a text or hit me up on Telegram and I will send it. I'll be more than happy to send you all these things. Your Wishes, Your Command is on YouTube. All the video, the whole series is on YouTube. As far as Think and Grow Rich, it is on Apple Music. If you don't have it on, if you don't have Apple Music and you prefer YouTube, it is on YouTube as well. And the book is fairly cheap. You can get it on Amazon, you can get it on Prime, and you can get it overnighted. Right? So the reason why I put chapter 8 is because chapter 8 talks about decisions. So decision is the master of procrastination. Majority of people who fail do so due to lack of decision. Stick to your decisions. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to actually make a decision. It is 8:32. I'm going to be conscious of the time. First major step, tune out the noise and sit in silence. Learn how to be alone. A lot of us don't know how to be alone. A lot of us don't know what they would be without their child, without their boyfriend, without their husband, without the wife, without their mom, without their family, without their friends. Friends is business partners. I take breaks from my business partners all the time, and they'll tell you that. And I'll write it in the chat. Hey guys, I need to sit alone and I need to have a moment with God, the universe, and I need to come back to self. Cool. Right? So tune out the noise, sit in silence, turn off the music. Like, it sounds scary, but it helps so much. So many different ideas, images are going to start to pop in your head, and you're going to feel this like sense of clarity that you didn't even know you were blocking yourself from by being so distracted. Make sure you reach the decision promptly. Be alone, eliminate opinions of others. So promptly, I had a conversation with someone, and I admired him because he's a very successful dancer. And I reached out to him and I asked him, I'm like, how do you know when it's your voice, like your intuition or spirit or whatever you want to call it, speaking to you, compared to when it's your overthinking, when it's your doubt? And he said this so perfectly. He said, your intuition is respectful. It'll tell you what to do, but it will never step on your toes to push you to do it. So it speaks once, and it's calm, it's graceful, and it's quiet. Your doubts, the negative thoughts, those are loud. So what you need to do is listen twice. Listen twice and speak less. A lot of us are so busy projecting all the time, chit-chatting, right? We get chatty a lot. A lot of people want to be heard instead of just sitting back and going into self and listening. So your inner voice only speaks once. You ever feel like, hey, like, okay, my girlfriend invited me out, and that small little voice inside of you was like, don't go out tonight. Something's gonna go wrong. And you're like, whatever, we're lit, YOLO. Ugh, hate that term. YOLO, right? Get dressed, I don't care, whatever, music blasting. You don't know that your inner voice just spoke to you. You go out, you get into a car accident. You go out, and 2 blocks down, somebody gets, God forbid, but these things happen. And then you're like, I knew I should have listened to myself. If you are constantly repeating that phrase, type a 333 in the chat. If you have repeated, I knew I should have listened to myself, to yourself, multiple times. Because I know that's where I was, but I got to a point, guys, that I was tired. You ever tired of your own shit? I'm sorry, I had to curse on that one. Get tired of your own shit because it's you. Take accountability, take responsibility over your life. Right? So again, meditate. Meditation is a beautiful thing. I went from only being able to meditate for 5 minutes to now I can meditate for an hour and I don't even know where I'm at. I got up and I'm like, oh snap, it's already 1 o'clock. Like, I don't know if I was asleep. I don't know if I was meditating. I just know that I was gone. You know what I'm saying? So push yourself, do increments, build that habit. Everything here is about building the muscle. It's like working out and going to the gym for the first time. Again, something that's painful, but in the end, those results that I'm gonna get you, you're gonna be like, girl, I hated you. I hated you for pointing out my triggers, and I hated you for pointing out, the things that I needed to work on and the dark work that I needed to do. But it was so worth it that I love you that much more. And I feel like that's my purpose. I'm okay with being the one that's hated. Because if it means taking you to the next level of success, I'll accept that. I'll accept that. You don't gotta be my friend. So eliminate doubt and distractions. How do you do that? Affirming yourself. Again, listening to these positive audios, and we'll go deeper into that later on in our transformation. Develop determination to finish what you started. Persistence. Once you make that decision, guys, make a vow to yourself. And I stress this with the utmost vulnerability. Like I don't know if y'all could hear it, but I feel emotional saying that. Like I could, if I wanted to, I could cry right now, but y'all already know how do I rather laugh before I cry. Because we give up on ourselves and we give so much to other people. We give if you're on this team, if you're a part of Lead Capital, I already know you gave 98% of the life you already lived is given away. You can't get that back. You gave it to 10,000 other people. And I have faith in saying that because I could feel it. Like I could feel the energy. I know the frequencies. I know why a lot of you are on this call. A lot of you are on this call because y'all want it. Y'all wouldn't be on this call at 8:30 p.m. if y'all didn't want it. So homework. Screenshot this. Take a picture. It's going to be tallied onto who has done the most assignments, who, participated the most, and things of that nature. First thing you're going to do is you're going to sit there tonight. You're going to look at yourself in the mirror and you're going to decide to become your highest self. Make a vow to yourself and the people in your life to see it through. Your kids, your family, although right now they may not understand you and they're looking at you at a different perspective, but they're relying on you to be your higher sense of self. Because understand this, the way we break the real way we break generational curses is not with a dollar amount in the world that can do that. It's by healing ourselves. It's by becoming our highest sense of self. Since the day that I decided to take that leap, go to the gym, leave New York, I have changed so many people in my family, and I didn't even need to talk to them. I didn't even need to train. The training I'm providing to you, I didn't need to provide to them because I set the tone. I took the lead and everybody else followed. My dad's in the gym. My stepmom's in the gym. My sister's in the gym. My mom's trying to go back to the gym. Everybody's talking differently, considering to come to Florida. Like that's, and it makes me so emotional because we tend to be hard on ourselves, right? We tend to be hard on ourselves. But when you make that decision and you go for it and you realize how impactful you really are, when you turn around and you're like, wow, this is worth everything. So I know the rest is gonna come because I'm making a movement at this point. You guys are gonna be making a movement, a major shift. So you're gonna be challenged. You're gonna be tested. I'm telling you, it's not gonna be easy. Some of you feel free to, ask me questions and ask me how I was able to handle some certain things. But some of you are gonna have days where you're like battling. You're gonna feel it. You're battling your old self, and you're literally in your mind having negative thoughts like no, get out. Like, I don't want you no more. Like, I just want to break free of this. To lighten up the moment today, this is a funny example. Wes got off the plane and he gets to my apartment. He's like, You wearing flip-flops? And I'm like, yeah, I'm wearing flip-flops. He's like, you know what? I really wish I could take the New York out of me. And I'm like, what? Why? He's like, because I didn't even know that wearing slides with socks is not even a natural thing. So put it on a lighter note, even things like that, you catch yourself, like even coming to Florida and being around happy, high vibrational people, I catch myself being guarded, and then I have to tell myself, no, be happy, share that love with this person. This person wants to hug you, and they don't need to know you. You know how many people have hugged me and I don't know them? And I'm like, whoa, this is different. And it's not that, oh, this person is trying to scheme on you, or they want something, or they're trying to hit on you. No, it's just you shared your energy with them. They're so excited about it, and they want to show you gratitude by physical touch, something that humans don't even do anymore. And never in the world did I even think it was possible. I've gone to places and I've gotten my whole meal paid at random. That has probably happened to me 4 times at random times. And these individuals don't even show me their face. Don't even show me their face. In moments that I'm like, all right, what's my next move? How am I gonna take myself to $1 million? I gotta pay this, I gotta do it. And it's just like, you stop and you just wanna project love, be love, and you attract that. So the next thing on the homework list is decide who do you truly want to be with no limitations or fear or deprivation. So I need you guys to get a journal, right? Everybody on this call is to get a journal. And I'm sure you guys can do this by tomorrow. Get a journal. It could be one you already have. It could be one you made. If you gotta go in the house and get some paper towel and punch some holes in that chick and tie it up, whatever you gotta do to get the journal, get the journal. Please get the journal, because I'm telling you guys, like, this is not a joke. And I speak to Rob. I started becoming coachable, guys. Like, I can't express to y'all how many journals. I have a journal for every, like, I'm not done. There's more journals. Like, this is what my life has become. And I'm so passionate about it because it's real. It is so real. And certain people on this call have seen my journey and have seen it happen. This is my dream journal. I need you guys to start off with a dream journal. I'm not gonna overwhelm you with a whole bunch of things. Start off with a dream journal. In this journal, the first thing we're gonna do in this journal is you're gonna do either one of 2 things. You're gonna write a letter to self. You're gonna write a letter to self, promising and vowing to yourself that you will be your utmost self. And on there, you're gonna write everything you want to become, everything, how you want to feel, how you want to carry yourself, how you want to dress, what type of energy you want to be, who you want to attract. I need you guys to get specific and pour it all out. If it's literally, if you want to go as broad as, I want to be everything that I'm not right now. I want to be the opposite person of who I am today. And that is this, but we're going to write it in the positive. So you're not going to be like, I don't want to be like this anymore. No, you're going to be like, I want to, I am going to, I will. So write those down. I want to, I am going to, I will. So that's first homework. And I'm gonna end it off with this because I really wanna, we have a couple of minutes left. I wanna like start hearing from you guys. I'm willing to take questions if anybody has questions, but I really wanna hear what some of you guys want to really take from this training, so that every time that I teach a different subject, I make sure that I have that intention in my heart for you. Because how can I set an intention for this training if I don't know what you guys want, if I don't know what you guys need? It starts with that. So I know that if my intention in this training is proper, it is everything you need. If I come in to be everything you need, you will receive, because that will be my decision at that point, and everything else will align. And understand that on this call, you will be held accountable. but you can do it, guys. We're stepping this road. I need y'all to take a screenshot, even of this road. Take a screenshot of this road and then take a picture of yourself. Remember who you are today, because I promise you, even by the end of this training, you're going to be that much more different. You're going to be that much more different, especially if you listen to the audios that I'm telling you to listen to. Don't take this as a joke. Use it. This is Lillian, that the guy that did Your Wish Is Your Command, it got arrested for the information that he put into this audio. And in the audio, he literally tells you the groups, the rich groups, the 1% don't want you to know this. They do not want you to know this because they do not want you to take their place. He goes so deep, and it's an older video, but it's so relatable. It's something that's timeless. So I'm grateful for that individual, because whatever energy, whatever entity, God, Buddha, whoever put this in his heart to do, he's a legend. He was willing to go to jail and sacrifice himself to provide information so that me and you could become a part of that 1%. So I need you guys to believe that, not just in finances, but being that 1% that understands that that 99% of what we need and what we want is within ourselves. We just need to tap in. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. And anybody who would like to put their hand up and really just express, you can, if you want, you can express one thing you want to receive out of this call, and then you can ask a question if you have a question, and then but we're gonna try and move promptly. Anybody? Y'all can unmute yourselves. So nobody wants to tell what they want to receive out of this call. Oh, you can't unmute yourself. What, Wes? I thought you fixed it.
No, you have to give them access to it.
Oh, okay. How do I do that? Just ask to?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's up, guys?
Hey,
How you guys doing?
amazing, amazing.
Oof. What I want, I want to get a lot of things from this, but most importantly,
I'm gonna write it down if you don't mind.
I was thinking about hold on, let me think about the notes from yesterday. Because I know yesterday you were talking at 11 p.m. I don't know if everybody was on that call, but boundaries, and you were talking about priorities, and then now talking about like becoming your higher self. So I wanna like intertwine these two, like for example, the value that I'm getting at 11 p.m. and the value that I'm getting here, intertwine them. So for me, I want to become the best version of myself in a sense where I'm taking care of me and I'm also taking care of others, but I'm not forgetting who I am. Because my one thing was in the past was getting super involved in everybody's life and helping everybody and being so consumed over that I completely forgot who I was. So I don't want to lose myself again. So that's what I'm looking to get from this.
I have a question for you, and I'm not challenging you. I just want to genuinely know, do you feel like you fully know yourself right now at this moment in your life?
Not yet, no. I don't fully know who Natalie is. I still don't know what Natalie can be capable of, because I've been like in this journey thus far, I surprised myself. There were things that I'm like, oh shit, like I'm good at this. But I still have much to work on. So I know that this is going to help me a lot.
Thank you for being honest. Do you have any questions?
No questions.
Okay. Next. Well, I'm gonna start calling people because I think we got enough time to get everybody out the way. If you raise your hand, then I can let you to unmute yourself. I just don't know who's trying to. Is it in the chat? That's what's happening. I got half of one. Okay, so let me go to. All right, so. Did I let you? Yeah, there it goes.
Hi, hon.
Hi, beautiful.
I was referring to the journals, by the way.
Sorry. Well, what would you like to receive out of this call?
Honestly, I feel like the one thing that I have the most trouble with is discipline. That for sure. And I feel like the more organized I get, the better I get at being disciplined. So, with this boot camp, and I think it was Nani that I was talking to, the boot camp definitely helped me just gather my thoughts and get organized more, more responsible for my actions and stuff like that. So discipline, just having the discipline to stick to a routine, having the discipline to make myself go that extra mile. So that's basically what, yeah.
Perfect. I actually had a question for you and I lost it because you said building a routine. Okay, so my question to you is, do you have a morning and night routine? Yeah. Oh, I do. Next time, I'm gonna just leave it off.
So yes and no, because I have a routine, but there's more stuff that I want to fit into it.
Okay.
So like my morning routine is down packed. In the middle of trading, I'm getting the kids ready, getting myself ready, going to work. I'm literally doing all of this, multitasking. And yeah, that alone is chaotic, but it's something that I have to stick to because I'm trying to but build my schedule around the trading session in the morning. So yeah, for the most part, the mornings is down packed. And then now I'm getting better at the evenings where most of my my scheduled meetings are back to back to back. So it's like a daily routine with all my meetings, all my the stuff that I need to get done, like the homework that we get sometimes from you guys. And yeah, it's just all about staying organized. But there's still more that I need to add to my routine in the morning. I still want to, meditate because I'm at work during Nano's calls. So meditating isn't really, easy when the phone's ringing and you're getting cussed out at. So yeah, just fitting little things like that into my schedule is what I'm trying to do. Do it in the shower. In the shower, I have conversations with myself. So
Me too. Or dancing bachata and singing, but that's something else.
Yeah, that too. But I'm like, oh damn, I forgot this. I gotta do this and that and talk to this person. And
honestly, just to pinpoint on that, listening to your wish, your command is gonna be exciting for all of us, because he mentions things to bring you into a higher vibration, and a lot of these things are things that we love, but we think we feel guilty when we're doing them. So he says, do these things. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's gonna bring a different perspective of what we think success is, and it's gonna help you with building that routine, because now you're not gonna feel like, well, this takes precedent, this shouldn't even exist because it's not important. You're gonna feel like, okay, no, this does matter because it puts me in a high vibrational state. So thank you for sharing. Let's pick on one of the guys. So Wall Street Narco with your camera. Oh, he's on the train. If you could hear me, if you could chit chat, can I unmute you? I don't think he could even be unmuted. Girl, do the shower. Oh, Brandel, can you hear me? Or are you like you just can't even participate? Oh, there he goes. I'm gonna give him a second. If not, I'm gonna move to the next person. All right, we're gonna move to the next person because I believe he's on the train. Kevin. Let's hear from Kevin Belfont. What would you like to receive from this training?
I forget who I was saying this to. Good night, everyone, by the way. I forget who I was saying this to, but a lot goes on, and that made me think, hey, maybe I should get, in tune more with my spiritual side. So I guess I'm looking for, being able to get comfortable doing that. That makes sense.
Makes perfect sense. What about that creative side? I see you tapping in.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. But that's perfect. Now, question about that. Have you ever intentionally and at any point of your life, kind of had like that feeling like, okay, I want to engage in my spiritual side? Or is this the first time that you're like able to sit down and be like, maybe this is something I need. This is the piece that's missing.
This is the first time that I'm like, hey, I think that piece is missing, based off of events, I'm like, damn, maybe this is what's missing.
Got you. Got you. Thank you for being honest. West, I'm gonna let you unmute yourself. You're gonna have to go to the room or something because you're too close. Or you could come over here and just on here. Like come here. Go ahead. Go ahead. Do you think?
Right. What's going on, family? What's going on? I would say from this call, I want to, be, I don't want to say emotionally more involved, but I want to be able to be emotionally more vulnerable, I would say, I don't think I'm the person that's like very emotionally vulnerable when it comes to a lot of things, but I think that through this, I will be able to, tap into my emotions a little bit more, which will allow me to have a better perspective with other people when they're, going through maybe an emotional time in their life and things like that. So I feel like, I'll be able to, get a better perspective. I get a better perspective. The more I tap into my emotions, I'll be able to tap into other people's emotions.
Beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. I have a question for you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Your emotional vulnerability, do you feel like it never was there from just your childhood on, or do you feel like at some point in your journey you lost that vulnerability?
I lost it throughout my journey.
Okay. Thank you for being honest. Who we got? So we did West. We got, who else is on the call? Oh, I would love to hear from, you're welcome, my love. I would love to hear from Ashley, if you don't mind, if you can. Unmute yourself. Let me know what it is you would like to receive from this training.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was over here dealing with the baby. First, I just want to say that call was really, really amazing. And thank you for that. Tonight, for me, I definitely felt that I could relate or make decisions, because I'm somebody who is a very indecisive person, and I could be very much all over the place. So I just need to just help with that. If you're getting what I'm trying to say.
Right. Yeah, no, definitely. I get that. Because I used to be the same way. I used to be hip hoppy. Like my dad used to be like, you just never stay still. Like never stay still. So yeah, being more decisive is really important. And I'm gonna ask you a similar question. So do you feel like your indecisiveness is due to lack of focus, or you feel like you just don't have trust in your own decision making?
Yeah, I think it's definitely the trust.
Trust. Because the thing is, like, the reason why I ask these questions is because we could identify the problem, but we have to figure out where it like initially is coming from to fix it. So what you really need is trust within yourself.
Yes.
Cool. This is so exciting. Thank you for sharing. And thank you for saying it was amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's hear from Pamela.
Good evening, everyone. Well, thank you so much for that call. Honestly, like I feel like when you were speaking, I was like, wow, like I completely connected with you. Like all your beliefs, like your whole being, like I can completely like relate and vibe with you. And so with that said, I am like a super empath. So I can feel people's energies to the point where I soak them in. And so the more I meditate, the harder that becomes because I'm getting even more tapped in. So like something I struggle with is like when I'm meditating every day, I like can't handle the energy. Well, I can handle it, but it requires more alone time. So like balancing my life at work, that alone time that I need. You know, I'm a painter as well. So balancing painting with this business, it's like, it can be very overwhelming on top of me soaking in everybody's energy. Someone tells me they have a migraine or a headache, I get the headache. Someone tells me their stomach hurts, my stomach starts hurting. And this is like something I'm trying to actively like take care of in myself.
Right.
And I was thinking about this the whole day. So your call really made me like battling my old self. Like I'm also dealing with that. So yeah, how to balance being an empath with business.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
So while you were speaking, you kind of like summed it up with saying balance with empath and business. Being an empath is a beautiful thing. It's a gift. Like you have a power, right? And I definitely get that because once I can relate to you because once I have a special connection to someone and I've experienced you, a lot of things happens to me, right? Like I cannot be near you, and if you're sad,
Yes.
like, oh God, I gotta call this person. Or like, if you have something going on, the next night I'm having a dream and I'm calling you like, hey, like did this like, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely get that flow of energy. When you spoke, you identified it as balancing being an empath with the business. And I identified it as protecting your energy and practicing detachment.
Okay.
So detachment is being connected to everything, but attached to nothing. And I think those are two things that you could potentially like, that's like where you go to the root of things. Question, at what point in your, if you remember, at what point in your journey did you realize that you were an empath, and what event happened that brought you to that realization?
That's a very good question, actually. So I've always known that I had a spiritual side since I was a kid, but what really brought that journey for me is when my sister passed away when I was 11. So that's when things really started like shifting in myself. Not to get too deep on a recorded call, but that's an honest answer that I can give you.
Okay, thank you. So sorry about that, but I do appreciate the honesty. And thank you for opening up on that. Maybe next time when we get to this part, I'll stop recording. It already went through, but next time, so that you guys could be even feel more safe, I'll stop recording. Just Wes, please remind me. So we had Natalie, we had Pamela, Ashley, Ricardo, what would you like to receive from this call? And then we're gonna go to Morgan. If he can hear me. Oh no. Ricardo, are you there? No. All right, so let's move on to Morgan.
Can you hear me?
Oh, wait, what just happened? All right, so I guess Ricardo, sorry, Morgan. Go ahead, Ricardo. What would you like to receive from this call? Are you talking? Because I can't hear you. It might be his service. Yeah. Okay, so Morgan, go ahead. I'm gonna let you. I came in too late. Oh, he wasn't here for the whole call. Okay, no problem. Morgan, go ahead. Unmute yourself. Sorry about that.
No, no worries. Um, mm, First off, thank you for the call. I mean, it's funny. I feel like a lot of things that you say I resonate with, and I feel, and like I know Nani said it before, but I feel like our journeys a lot alike in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
For me, I think I'm just my own worst enemy. Like I have to get out of a habit. Like I feel like I fight with myself sometimes with the negative thoughts and trying to grow and build into the person I want to be. And then those little tugs of like, oh, you can't do that, you know, or whatever. And then also, I guess being an empath, I forgot the word that you said, being in tune with everything, but also having that boundary,
Yeah.
especially for being an entrepreneur. I feel like I need to build that more.
Right.
Because I am very guilty. If I'm overwhelmed or it's too much emotions, I will push away.
Yeah.
So,
I get that. Like you shut down and you don't want to, you rather just get away than face the situation and walk through it. I used to do that a lot.
yep.
Is can attest to that because I would just detach from the business completely. So you mentioned being your own worst enemy, fighting negative thoughts. So I would say that raising your belief in yourself. And then you mentioned also being an empath, which that is a dangerous combination because you're battling your own thoughts, but then you're battling other people's energies, opinions, feelings at the same time. So my younger sister, she mentioned this to me one time. She told me, don't quote the statistic, but it was more along the lines of, you don't realize this, but 70% of the energy that you carry doesn't belong to you. And sometimes if you're connected, and not to go too deep on this, but even whether it's in a sexual way or just, mentally vibrating with somebody and you're around them a lot, you tend that doubt and what they feel about themselves tends to rub off on you. That's why alone time is important, which I feel like you're finding that now, coming out of where you were to the journey that you're in now, and tapping into that. Sometimes ask yourself, like, where did I even get these ideas from? Why don't I feel like I can? Like, where did that come from? Maybe when I was younger, my mom would say these things a lot, or my dad would say these things, or was it my little brother, my first breakup, or like, and once you start to ask, where did it come from? Don't be surprised if you go to sleep and you have a dream and you get a replay of like where it actually came from, because it has happened to me. Like the moment that I started to ask why, where, like I want to get rid of this, like why, like again, putting that intention, like guys, there was literally a time, I will never forget this. I had a dream that I was taking out old records. No, I'm lying. Old pictures, right? Old pictures. And every picture was a memory from my childhood. And I was going through these old pictures, but every time I would pull out the picture and look at it, the memory would play. And all these old memories, I had some good ones, and then I had some really dark ones. And it was so much that the dream felt like it was forever. And I was only sleeping for like 2 hours. But things like that start to happen because now you're like really trying to work in, yes, astral projection, yes. So you're really trying to work in yourself. That was the moment that I knew, like, oh, I'm tapping in, and like it's starting to get a little scary. And what happens on this journey is that sometimes it gets so intense that it intimidates you and you want to like back away. Don't, because I promise you, if you just slowly baby step your way through it, there's a rainbow at the end of the tunnel, because you won't wake up. Once you learn that, you can't unlearn it. So once it's learned, you already become that. There's no more worrying needed to be done or doubt, because you're already there. So thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being honest. We actually did amazing timing. It is only 9:11. Are there any last comments, any questions, anything at all? I actually have Natalie or Wes, please remind me. I'm gonna send the higher self meditation in the chat for those of you who are interested in meditation. I know some people might be against it, but it's amazing. Like you literally are walked through how to meet and talk to your higher self. So I'm gonna send that in the chat. Get those journals by tomorrow. And remember, very simple. The homework, make that decision. Start. I want that tomorrow we literally start. No, tomorrow we literally start. Your wish is your command. I'm going to restart it with you guys. So I will also be on like holding accountable. Like this is the last one I watched. And if anybody needs access to Think and Grow Rich, matter of fact, I'll just send the Apple Music.
She mentioned Think and Grow Rich. I'm sorry, I had to run over here real quick. Because just to make it very simple, if you're not in the resources chat, get in there, right? I literally just sent a Google Drive with over $5,000 worth of value of self-development and business books. And yes, Think and Grow Rich is in there. Right? I'm talking about Think and Grow Rich, 10X, Richest Man in Babylon, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Like all these books are in this Google Drive. So go ahead, click that link. It's an open drive and you'll have access to all these digital books.
There you go, even better. And we'll send you the audio. So there's no corner here that y'all can cut because you got all the access in the world. So I appreciate you guys. I don't want to take up too much of your time. We still have the call at 11 that I need to prepare for, which I'm excited for. Yeah, if I see you on this call, you better be on that call because it's going to be amazing. We're going over communication, which is huge. If anybody missed the call from yesterday, yes, I do have the recording. I saw people asking about it yesterday. I'm just waiting to make sure with Brandel to send it in. And I will see you at 11, guys. I love you so much. I'm so excited to see what y'all bring in tomorrow. Talk to you later.